Move to the right and proceed slowly. True or false? Well, driving experts say that is one of the most important things you need to know before you hit the road. But do you know the answer?
We'll give you a few minutes to think about it. The answer will come after tonight's Extra. In the meantime, we're going to test your knowledge on all sorts of Minnesota driving rules. KARE 11's Joe Fryer has the Q&A in tonight's Extra.
No matter how fast you drive, you can't outrun them. Yield, merge, go left, go right, no parking, 1 hour parking, one way, do not enter, do not park, do not pass, and of course, stop. Signs, rules, instructions, and suggestions line every part of our roadways, but do we really know what it all means?
I drive every day, and I think I'm a good driver.
27 brave drivers are volunteering to put their driving acumen to the test. And we're not talking about a road test. We're talking about an old-fashioned, true or false, multiple-choice knowledge test. The idea for this experiment comes from personal experience. When I moved back to Minnesota last summer, I went to get my driver's license, and they told me I had to take the written test. So I took it right then and there without studying, and I failed. We were curious to see how others would do in the same situation.
You normally aren't tested on something that you do every day.
Dawn Duffy is our first volunteer, and she's the spokeswoman for AAA, so she's feeling the pressure.
I better do well.
Next to her is Jacqueline Hauser, who's feeling the pressure in a different way.
Because I want to make sure that I do better than my daughter.
Daughter Taylor is 15 years old. She took driver's ed a few months ago, but still needs to take the touchscreen permit test.
I'm actually really scared to drive.
You could call our test practice.
I just want to do better than my mom. That's all. That's all I'm asking for.
These three aren't alone.
I like tests. I'm looking forward to it.
We also got 8 volunteers from the Greater Minneapolis Convention and Visitors Association.
I used to drive professionally truck, so I like to think I'm still remember the rules.
You could almost call them cocky.
Very confident.
Almost.
I'm convinced I'm going to fail just because I do horribly at tests.
I'm guessing I'll pass.
Our final group comes from St. Olaf College.
I'm really curious about this because I have a reputation with my friends as not being a very good driver.
Here you'll find different levels of driving experience and confidence.
I'll be very surprised if I pass.
We should note this test is not the same one given at driving exam stations, but it's similar.
Wow.
In fact, it was written by the State Department of Public Safety just for us.
This is harder than I thought it was going to be.
The quiz is 26 questions long.
Some of them are tricky.
Yes, they are.
And they know if they get 6 wrong, they fail.
I think that's a false. I don't think I did very well.
A lot of this isn't in any manual.
Yes, actually, it is in the manual, including the first few questions all about signs.
Some of the signage questions, actually, on the first page were a little odd.
This one is especially hard. Does this sign mean trucks must use low gear? 2/3 of our test takers say true, but the correct answer is false. It just means steep hill. If you need to use low gear, the sign will say low gear. That one's tough.
The bicycle one, the bicycle lane.
But number 16 is the toughest.
Prepare for a right turn. A driver should move into the bicycle lane when safe to do so, and I strongly disagree.
You have to get to the right.
Len Fan, however, strongly disagrees with her.
Again, if it's safe to do so, you can turn, should get into your turning lane.
So what do you think? To prepare for a right turn, can you move into the bicycle lane when safe to do so? 85% of our test takers say false, but the correct answer is true.
Dang it.
That wasn't the only question prompting big-time discussion.
What about 12? Yeah, 12.
12.
Number 12 asks, when should you dim your headlights? Within 100, 500, 1,000, or 200 feet of an oncoming vehicle?
I put 200.
I think it's 500.
I have no idea when you dim your headlights.
Most of these drivers say they don't know the number, they just know.
No headlights. I dim them as soon as I see the car, not 1,000 feet in front of them.
Turns out 1,000 feet is the right answer. Only 10 out of 27 got it right.
Yeah! Right, yes.
And even half of them admit they were guessing.
That's a prime example of why we should be asking these questions.
Jim Connolly is Minnesota's chief of driving exams. He says drivers need to realize 1,000 feet is quite a ways out there. Take a look. This is 1,000 feet. This is 500 feet. And this is 100 feet.
You got a blind driver out there if you're within 100 feet and you still have those bright lights in their eyes.
I thought I was going to do a lot better than I did.
With all the tests done,
I passed.
it's time to start grading.
5 wrong.
5 wrong. So I passed.
You passed.
Excellent.
Some do pass.
Congratulations. That's a big fall.
Others do their best impression
Number 16 is the question.
of me.
6 wrong.
I failed. See? I told you. I told you I was going to bomb this.
I'm guessing.
St. Olaf is no different. Again, some pass,
B as in boy.
others don't.
I failed after 2 pages. I'm very embarrassed. I'm a good driver, I promise.
In fact, one student is so embarrassed, she impersonates a stop sign.
Yes, I got 10 right.
There you go.
And what about our dueling mom and daughter?
We'll see. I'm not real confident about my score.
Despite her concerns, Jacqueline Hauser did pass.
I was afraid my license was going to be taken away.
But can she beat 15-year-old Taylor?
No. All right. Mom, stop. There's hope.
Hope that quickly fades when Taylor gets only 3 wrong, 2 better than mom.
3 wrong.
Oh, I won. Oh, I won.
Their test-taking partner, AAA's Don Duffy, also passes, getting just a few wrong.
I think this is proving to me now it's valuable information for all of us.
Thank you.
In the end, of the 27 people who took our test, 9 failed. That's 1/3 of the entire group, on par with statewide stats which show about 34% of all test takers, young and old, don't pass.
Quite honestly, we have some people that could never pass that test.
While some may argue the test measures driving knowledge instead of wisdom, most everyone agrees it can't hurt to pick up a driver's manual every now and then to remind yourself what all of this is all about. Joe Fryer, KARE 11 News.
Okay, I failed too, but I don't think it was necessary for them to take a big red pen and write F and circle it on the top of my paper and leave it on my desk.
I did that for you.
Thank you very much. Back to our first question. When an emergency vehicle approaches with its red lights and siren on, you must move to the right and proceed slowly. True or false?
Okay, folks, the answer to that question, false. You stop, not just slow down.
Even I got that one right.
You did well with that. And for full disclosure, I must admit I failed it along with you.
Yes, you did, sir. You also got a big red F on your desk this
Thank you.
morning.